Right. Good morning. Make sure you have two blocks. I think that's all we need this morning. And I'm just going to close that door. Or thank you. All right, let's start. We'll start on our backs today. Just going to go ahead and mute. All right. So come to your back, and you can either have your legs with your soles of the feet on the mat, or you can bring the soles of your feet together in a Baddha Konasana or butterfly. And then if you like, you can take the blocks and just use them to gently support the legs wherever it feels comfortable for you to have them open without having any tension in the lower back. So you can just place them where they're slightly supported and go ahead and close your eyes. And you can take one hand to your belly, one hand to the chest, and take a deep breath. And exhale. And relax through the face and the jaw. And just notice the expansion in the belly as you inhale, rib cage and the chest. And then slowly exhale, feel that wave of release. Noticing how the breath moves the body. Allowing the shoulders to relax toward the mat. Relaxing through the knees. Making our transition to our yoga space of inner awareness and focus. Go ahead and release the hands to your side. And you can go ahead and gently lift the knees so the soles of the feet are on the mat. Knees are pointing toward the ceiling, and just slightly move the blocks out of the way if you were using them so they're still at the top of your mat. We'll bring the left knee into the chest, and you can interlace the fingers behind the thigh and go ahead and extend the right leg so the heel slides out long on the mat. So that right leg, you're pushing through the heel. Left leg is coming toward the left shoulder. And go ahead and extend the left leg so the sole of the foot is pointing toward the ceiling. Starting to get a little engagement of the quadriceps, hamstrings are being stretched. As you press that heel, pressing all 4 points of the foot toward the ceiling, and also pressing the back of that thigh into your interlaced fingers, creating a little engagement of the abdominals. So we're starting to light up all the muscles in the legs, stretching and strengthening. Without going to your full range of motion, we're still warming up. And then bend that left knee, bring it into the chest. And you can go ahead and bring the right knee in and just rotate the ankles both directions. And we'll take the left foot to the mat. And then you can extend the left heel so that the left leg is long, pressing through that heel. And take the right foot, sole of the foot toward the ceiling, interlacing the fingers behind that right thigh. Relaxing the shoulders down, neutral spine. And start to press that right heel toward the ceiling. starting to wake up the hamstrings, calf muscles, the Achilles, pressing the back of the thigh into the hands, creating space in the abdominal area and the hips, and relaxing the face and the jaw. And then you can go ahead and bend that left knee and bring the knees into the chest, and we'll just roll to one side and we'll come to a seated position. So in the room, bring your left foot to the right inner thigh. On Zoom, you'll be working on the same side as I am. So your left leg is extended on Zoom. Your right sole of the foot comes to the inner thigh. So you're just mirroring me in the room. So that makes it a little easier. And then press through that in the room, your right heel. And then we'll take the elbow to the inside, if that's comfortable for you. And inhale, take that arm up for a side bend. You can press that elbow against the inside of that knee and opening up the chest, taking the chest toward the ceiling, extend through those fingers, pressing through that heel so that extended leg stays active. And then go ahead and take that bottom hand to the outside of the other leg. And then you can use that to open even more, reaching through the fingertips, pressing through the heel of the extended leg. And then we'll inhale to come up and just take that arm behind you. We'll go right into a twist, dropping the shoulders, slight bend in the elbows. Sitting nice and tall, top of the head reaching toward the ceiling, bringing that back shoulder back a little bit more on the exhale. And then relax, take it toward the front of the room. And then we'll just move that extended leg so it's coming out right straight in front of you. And you can take the sole of the foot either to the thigh. If that doesn't work, you can take it below the knee try not to have it right on the knee. Sit nice and tall, pressing the sole of the foot into the inside of that thigh or shin, pressing that heel outwards, and then gently walk it forward, reaching without coming too far. Again, we're still warming up. So you're pressing through that heel. Foot is flexed. The toes are pointing toward you, extending through the lower back. Inhale and exhale. And then just have that sense of isometrically dragging that heel toward you. So that will engage the hamstring just a little bit. So we're also strengthening as well as stretching. So that hip of the extended leg is coming back just a little bit. Inhale, exhale. And then walk the hands back. We'll come to sit. We'll just switch legs, starting with that other leg extended out. On Zoom, that's your right leg. In the room, we're going to extend the left leg, pressing through the heel. Bring the sole of the right foot in. And then we'll take the elbow to the inside and inhale. Find that side stretch. Top shoulder comes back, lifting the chest toward the ceiling. Reach through the fingertips. And you can take that bottom hand to the opposite knee and use that leverage to reach even further, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. And then inhale to come up. We'll take that hand behind, coming into the twist, sitting nice and tall. Stay active in that extended leg, looking good. Drop the shoulders. And then we'll come back to center. And again, take that extended leg. We'll take it straight out in front. And then with the sole of the foot pressing into the thigh, either above the knee or below the knee, and start to walk it forward, flexing that the foot of the extended leg. And then again, have that sense of drawing the heel back so that right hip comes back just a little bit, activating the hamstring for strengthening and stretching. Front body is long, back body is long. And then we'll slowly bring it back. And then let's come on to all fours. So designate the top of the mat, have your blocks handy. And we'll start in a hands and knees position. So the wrists are under the shoulders and the knees are under the hips. Engaging through the abdominals, and you can keep the toes tucked. And we'll just take a couple of cat cows just to warm up the back. So we'll inhale, lift the chin, lift the tailbone, drop the belly. And then exhale, rounding, letting the top of the head drop, tailbone drop. Feel length in the back of the neck, drawing the navel toward the spine. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Hold it there. Press. Let the head drop. Nice and relaxed through the neck. And then we'll come back to neutral. So the abdominals are engaged. Nice long spine. We'll send the right leg back. So the ball of the foot is on the mat. And press through that heel. And start to feel a stretch in the back of that leg. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. And then using the strength of the abdominals and the hips, let's lift that leg. So it's still flexed. Hips are square to the mat. Press through that heel. And then option to come into a balance by lifting the opposite hand, reaching through from the heel to the fingertips. Inhale, and then exhale. We're just going to tap down with the toes and the hand at the same time. And bring it back up. And tap. And bring it back up, staying nice and strong through the abdominals. Keep pressing through the heel. And take it back up. And one more time. Tap down. Take it back up. Reach. And bring the hand back in and bring that knee back in. Good. Let's switch to the other side. So send the left leg back. You can even just rock a little forward and back. Still opening up the back of that leg and then press through the heel, shoulders away from the ears. Again, working the abdominals, neutral spine. Go ahead and lift that leg. Left leg is lifted, hips are square. Option to add that right arm. And then reaching through the fingertips, reach through the heel. And with the breath, we'll tap down, lift. Feeling the work in the hamstrings and the glutes. Keeping the abdominals lifted and touch down and lift and touch down and lift. Hold it there. Press through the heel, reach through the fingertips. And then we'll bring the hand down and bring the knee back. Let's walk the hands a little bit forward. Keep the toes tucked and using the strength of the abdominals. Let's come into a downward dog. Inhale and exhale. Pedal it out. Maybe bending one leg and the other leg. And then we'll come to stillness and press through every part of the hand. So you're pressing through the fingertips, all through the fingers, the base of the fingers, heel of the hand. Rotating the inside of the elbows toward each other, feeling that stretch in the upper back between the shoulder blades. Abdominals are strong and lifted. And you're lifting your sit bones nice and high toward the ceiling. And let's go ahead and bend the knees. Bend both knees and lift the sit bones even higher. Feeling that stretch right at the base of the glutes to lift the sit bones, lifting that bottom of the pelvis toward the ceiling. And then go ahead and lower both heels. Inhale and exhale, bend the knees. And then inhale, drop the heels. So with the breath, we're just bending and straightening the knees. Bend, straighten, and bend, straighten, and then pressing the heels toward the mat. See if you can lift your toes. You probably won't see any movement, but you can feel that in the front of the legs, back of the legs. And then again, let's come up on the balls of the feet, looking forward. We're going to lift that right leg and just take it between the hands, however many steps it takes. So just take that foot. So it's now between your hands. Good place here to use the blocks. So you get a little bit more height. We'll just rock forward and back a little bit. Feel that stretch in the back leg and the psoas, hip flexor, inner thigh. You can even take the blocks even higher. So you get a lot of opening in the chest. So you're able to come up nice and high and drop the hips down. Shoulders come back. And then we're going to flow by straightening that front leg, not all the way. Just keep a slight bend and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Feel a stretch in the back leg. Feel a stretch in the front leg. And bend and straighten. Bend. Straighten. And bend. From here, let's just move the blocks right off the mat. We'll take both hands to the mat and we'll just step that front leg back to downward dog next to the other leg. Inhale, come up on the balls of the feet, look forward, and we'll just send the left foot forward. And same thing, you can have your fingertips on the mat, or if you prefer, I like the height that you get from the blocks because you can have more space in the chest and bring the shoulders back. Same thing, we're going to start to straighten that front leg, not to full range of motion, just so you feel that stretch, and then come down, let the hips come down. Noticing the stretch in the back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Just go nice and slow so you can really focus on where you're feeling it. Feel that stretch in the hamstring. Take it down. Next time you're down, stay there. We'll move the blocks just off to the side. Take the hands to the mat. And again, let's step back to downward dog. And then from here, we're going to just come to a plank. So inhale, and we'll come forward, lifting the heels and come into your high plank. Hold it there. Abdominals strong, shoulders away from the ears, pressing through the heels, shift forward slightly. And then let's lower the knees. And then we'll come down, untuck the toes, and lower the belly all the way to the mat. From here, take your hands, you can rest your forehead on the mat. I'm going to keep up a little bit because of the microphone, but take your hands alongside with the palms down. And we're going to strongly extend through the legs, press the tops of the legs into the mat, and then start to take the weight onto the right leg. So we're pressing into the right leg and lift the left. So it's nice and straight, point the toe, and you'll feel a nice strong engagement in that glute and that hamstring. Hold it there and lower it down. Let's do the same thing, pressing that left leg into the mat, nice and strong. Start to lift the right leg, point the toe, and lower down. Good. Let's bring the hands under the shoulders and we'll come back to all fours. And then inhale and exhale back to downward dog. Good. From here, let's come up high on the balls of the feet and we'll just walk the feet forward. So now we're in a forward bend. Feet are about hip distance apart. And just relax the head. You can keep a slight bend in the knees. Relax the shoulders down, the head down. And see if you can press into every part of the foot evenly so you're not forward on the balls of your feet or too far back on the heels, but pressing into every part of the foot, lifting through the arches. Inhale and exhale. Notice the stretch in the hamstrings here. Head is relaxed. And then if you can, take your hands to the outside of the shins and press very gently and notice the change if you feel any at all. Right in the glutes and where the glutes and the hamstrings meet, a little extra stretch there. And then we'll take the hands back to the mat and let's engage for the abdominals. We'll come to a flat back with hands on the mat or the shins, reaching long from the top of the head to the tailbone. Inhale, exhale, let it come down to forward fold. And then we'll inhale, we'll come all the way up with either straight legs or a slight bend. Take the arms out, lifting with flat back, using the abdominals, bring the arms up. Inhale, and we'll exhale, hands to the heart. Just take a moment there. Feeling into your feet, toes are nice and spread out, pressing into every part of the feet, shoulders drop. And then we'll inhale, take the arms up, reaching, and then exhale, we'll swan dive, lifting the chest, legs either straight or bent, come all the way down to your forward fold. Let the head go. And then we'll place the hands on the mat. So bend your knees any amount so that your hands can come all the way down, have your blocks close by. And we'll take that left leg back. And this time, let's lower the knee. So the back foot, the toes are still tucked, but the knee is on the mat. And then that front foot, we're going to take it a little bit forward. So rather than having the ankle right under the knee, we're going to have that foot a little bit forward of the knee. And then from here, we'll bring it back to a half split. So the toes will come up. You can walk your hands back a little bit. Again, it's nice to use the blocks here, either on the medium height or the tall height, so you can keep that chest lifted. And we'll just flow. You can even press that heel forward a little bit and just flow, dropping the hips and then coming back. So we started with that foot a little bit forward so that when you come back, the hips are over the knee rather than coming back too far here. So we're just coming back enough so that the hips are aligned over the knee. And lower it down and feel that stretch. Also, you're getting a nice stretch in the plantar fascia because we're tucking the toes. So we're getting a stretch in the back of that and the toes of the back foot. And come back. And then come forward. We'll take the blocks back to each side of the mat. Take the hands down and then lift that back leg. And we'll just come forward this time back to our forward fold. And drop the head. Relax the neck and the shoulders. And then this time we'll take the right leg back. And then let that knee come down. Again, you can use your blocks here. Left foot is a little bit forward of the knee. And then we'll take it back. Same thing, your half split or runner's lunge. Feeling that stretch. And the hips when you come forward. And then the back of that leg. You can decide where you want those blocks to get the best stretch and bring your shoulders back. and take it back and come forward and take it back. This time we'll come forward and stay there and move the blocks to the side of the mat. Take your hands to either side of that front foot. And this time we're going to come back to downward dog. So lift the back knee first, and then you can bring that front foot to meet the back foot so we all end up in downward dog. Lifting through the sit bones, engaging through the abdominals. Look forward, and we're going to come to plank. And again, we'll lower all the way down. Your choice, knees up or knees down. So come forward a little bit and lower the belly all the way to the mat. Again, we'll extend arms alongside, palms down for a locust pose. And this time, let's lift both legs. So your forehead can be down, or you can have the shoulders slightly lifted off the mat. And then squeeze the inner toes together. So your feet are coming together. And exhale, let it go down. Again, inhale, lift. Squeezing the inner edges of the feet together. And really feel that engagement of the glutes in the back of the legs. And lower down. Good. Let's bring the hands right under the shoulders. Come back to all fours and then tuck the toes. Let's come back to downward dog. And take a breath there. And bring the feet a little bit closer together this time. And we'll take the right leg up. And we don't have to go too high, but come up on the ball of the standing foot. And then reach through the ball of the lifted right leg. And feel that length from the fingertips all the way to the ball of the right foot. And then from here, slowly lower the supporting heel to the mat. So you get a nice stretch of that supporting leg. And then once again, come back onto the ball of the foot of the supporting leg, look forward. And then we're going to bring that front foot all the way up in between the hands, whatever it takes to get there. Again, you can take your blocks, and we're going to go back again to that first one. So we're going to straighten that front leg. This time, maybe you can straighten it a little bit more, keeping the hips square. And then lower and lift. So the back foot, the heel is lifted. And then feel that stretch in the back leg. I feel a nice strong stretch at the top of that thigh and the psoas, inner thigh. And come back and straighten. And lower. Straighten. And lower. Straighten. And lower. And then go ahead and set the blocks aside if you're using them. Take your hands to the mat. And let's come back to downward dog. Feet are a little bit closer together. Lifting through the sit bones, nice and high, engaging through the abs. Relax the face and shoulder. And then let's take the left leg up, pressing through the ball of that foot, reaching nice and long from the ball of that foot to the fingertips. Lifting up on the supporting leg. The heel comes up. And then lower it down so you get a chance to feel that stretch in the back of the supporting leg. And then we'll take it up, look forward, and we'll take that left leg in between the hands, either on the fingertips or using your blocks. Same thing, we're going to straighten that front leg. And then bend, dropping the shoulders back, opening up the chest. Also feeling the stretch in the back leg. And lower. And lift. And lower. And lift. And lower. Lift and lower. Let's stay there. With the front knee bent, we'll move the blocks again off to the side. Take the hands to either side. And then we're going to come back to downward dog. So the front foot will come back to meet the back foot. Inhale, exhale to your plank. Knees up or knees down. We're going to lower down all the way to the mat. And extend your hands back alongside. Untuck the toes. Pressing the legs into the mat. This time we're going to lift the chest and lift the arms, lengthening through the back of the neck, squeezing the legs together so the big toes are touching. Pull the shoulders back. Inhale and exhale, let it go. Do one more of those while we're here. So we're inhale, lifting, lift the chest. Inner toes touch. Feel that strengthening in the back of the legs and lower down. Again, bring your hands under your shoulders, come to all fours, and we'll press it back to downward dog. And this time, let's walk the feet toward the hands. So we're back to our Uttasana or forward fold. Maybe straighten the legs a little bit more. And let the head drop. Relax the shoulders. Then we'll take the index and middle finger or peace fingers and wrap them around each toe. And we'll come to a flat back. And then exhale, let it go. Take the elbows out to each side, reaching through the elbows. So you're using those toes to pull yourself, pull your chest closer to the knees. Inhale, flat back. And then exhale, elbows come out to the side. And relax the hands down. And let's step the left leg back. Have your blocks close by. So this time we're going to drop the back knee, keep the back leg, toes tucked. And then you can have that front foot again a little bit forward of the knee. And we'll come back to that runner's lunge, but we'll stay there. So we're in our half split or Adha Hanumasana. You can stay there, or option here if you want to try taking it more towards a full split or just on your way there. I like to take a block and sit on that, and then you can extend that front leg out as much or as little as you want, or stay where you are. If you want to try this, make sure you take a block to support that right at the place where the top of the thigh meets the glute. Nice and tall, pressing through that back foot. Hold it there. Inhale and exhale. And then this one is never graceful to come out of. So however you can bend that front knee, take that block out. And then we'll lift that back leg. And then we'll come back to our forward fold and relax. And then we'll take hands to the mat. We'll take the right leg back. So the left leg is forward this time. And then we'll drop that back knee. Same thing. So option here to just take it back. Push that heel a little bit forward with blocks or without blocks. So you can either take it to your half split, or if you want to try the full split, we'll take that block right at the very top where the hamstring meets the glute. And you can extend shoulders back. Just wherever you're without full range of motion, just where you're feeling a nice stretch. Looking good. Inhale, exhale. And then we'll relax. Then bend that front knee, and we'll take the block out. And then lift the back leg and we'll come back into a downward dog. Let's let the knees come down to the mat. Separate the knees, bring the toes together. You got it. We're all gonna meet you right where you are in that child's pose. That was funny. Mary just said, thought you'd never ask. Oh, yes. And reach the fingers forward and relaxing through the lower back. Take a few breaths there. All right. All right. I'm not quite done yet. So let's come back to all fours. Hands come forward and let's come back into a downward dog. Inhale, exhale. And then, okay, we'll start with the left. So let's take the left leg up, pressing through the ball of the foot, lifting up on the ball of the supporting foot. Look forward. Let's take that left foot in between the hands. And then this time we're going to come into warrior two. So actually I'm going to have if you're in the room, come back to your downward dog and take your right leg forward. Just because I want you to end up facing me. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to drop that back heel. So the back edge of the back foot is parallel to the short end of the mat. And then we're going to take that arm to lift us up. So the bent knee is the one facing the windows. Let's do it that way. I'm sorry, I get really confused with left and right here, but I want you to be able to see. So we're bending into that front knee. That knee is aligned over the center toes. Drop the shoulders. Then we're going to go ahead and straighten that front knee. Take that front hand just to the place where that crease is. And we'll take the back hand to the hips and we'll just lean forward as much as you can, keeping a micro bend in that front knee. So we're not dumping in and just locking that joint, but there's a very slight bend. We're going to come into a triangle pose. So the hips are coming back. We're opening that top hip on top of the bottom hip, reaching that arm down. You can either take it to a block here, or you can take it to your shin. We'll lift that top arm and lengthen through both sides of the rib cage. So rather than bending here to get down, we want to lengthen. Good. Inhale, exhale. Have that sense of drawing the legs together. So you'll feel a little bit more engagement of the hamstrings in that front leg. And then inhale and come all the way up. Let's take hands to hips. We'll face both feet forward. And let's come down to a wide straddle and let the head come down. You can lift your toes, make sure there's a little bit of an engagement in the quadriceps. So the legs are strong, relaxing the head. And then we'll come to a flat back, walk the hands forward just a little bit. Abdominals are engaged. And let it go. And then we'll start to bend the knee that's near the entrance door and point that toe toward the corner of the mat. And then we'll start to walk the hands toward that foot and we'll come up. The hands are still on the inside. So we're still facing front, but we're just going to lower any amount, lifting that heel so we get that stretch in the back of the extended leg. And then very slowly, we'll switch, make sure the toes are pointing toward the corner of the mat, walk the hands to that side, and then lift the toes. Any amount. You can let the hips come down lower or stay up higher. And again, lower that foot. We'll walk it back to that side. Feeling that stretch. You can keep your hands wherever it helps you for support. So you're not overstretching, but you're feeling that lengthening in the back of the extended leg. And one more time. And then we'll all come back to center. And then lifting for a flat back, engage for the abdominals, take your hands to your hips, and then we'll lift to a standing position. And then from here, let's point the toes toward the other end of the mat. And we'll start with the hand at that hip crease, one hand to the hip, and take it back. So we're coming into our triangle pose. You can have a block on the outside of the ankle. So we're reaching that side of the rib cage, lengthening both sides. Hip crease comes back. You can take a hand down. One hand comes up. Breathe. Relaxing to the face and the jaw. Your gaze can be toward that foot or up toward the ceiling or straight ahead. And then have that sense of drawing the legs together, and you'll feel a strong engagement in that front leg. Inhale to come up. And then again, we'll point the feet forward. And let's take it to a straddle stretch. You can lift the toes. Let the head come down. And we'll come to a flat back and take the hand that's on the window side right in front of you. And then we'll take the other hand to the lower back and start to twist open, lengthening through the spine. And then if you like, you can take that arm up for a twist. And then take that arm down, same thing. Hand is in front, take the other hand to the lower back. Start with lengthening the spine and then opening up from the shoulder. And then you can take that arm up. And exhale, take it back. And then relax your head down. Walk the hands forward, take the hips back. Extra long stretch, walking the fingers forward. Feel that stretch in the back of the legs as the tailbone comes back, fingers move forward. And then walk the hands back. And then this time, we're gonna turn so that we're facing the windows. So we're back into a high lunge. And then from here, let's step that front foot back to meet the back foot. So we're coming into our downward dog. And then come up on the balls of the feet, come into your plank, shift forward and knees up or knees down. We'll lower all the way to the mat. Take the hands back, untuck the toes. And then one more time, we're going to lift the chest, squeeze the legs together, and lower down. Last one of those, lifting the chest, shoulder blades come together, reach through the fingertips. See if you could really extend the legs. Nice long neck, and lower down. Take your hands under your shoulders. Come back to your hands and knees. And again, let's come back to a child's pose. And we'll walk the hands back. And let's just come to sit. Bring your legs out in front of you. Both legs forward, sitting up nice and tall. You can take your hands to either side to help find that length in the spine. If you're finding that you're rounding a little bit, you can keep a slight bend in the knees. We're looking for a nice tall spine here. And then we're going to take the leg that's closest to the back of the room and place your foot on the mat. And then we'll just let that knee come open. And again, we'll come back to that stretch we did in the beginning. So the sole of the foot that's toward the back of the room is against the thigh, pressing through that heel. And then we'll walk forward any amount, pressing the sole of the foot into the inner thigh, working that heel. And then just without going to full range of motion, relax the upper body and have that sense of pulling the heel back just a little bit. So you're pulling from the hips. Inhale and then exhale. Maybe you can come down a little lower, noticing if there's any difference from the first time you did it at the beginning of class. If you want to, you can hold on to that foot. And then we'll walk the hands back and slide that leg in. And we'll slide the other leg out, then open up. We'll just take it to the other side. So the sole of the foot again is against the inner thigh, pressing through the heel of that extended leg, lengthening through the spine, and we'll start to walk forward. Again, having that sense of isometrically pulling that heel toward you. Abdominals are strong, lengthening the back of the neck. And then you can hold on to that foot and come forward any amount and let the head go. And then we'll release, walk the hands back, and then you can extend both legs out. Inhale the arms up, and exhale, we'll come forward. Both legs extended. Flexing both feet. Hands either can be on the shins or the feet. And then we'll slowly roll up, walk the hands back, and just move to the center of your mat so you can lay down. And we'll bring the knees to the chest, extend the arms out to the side, and we'll just drop the knees to the left for a simple twist. Shoulder blades are on the mat. Option to take the top of the left hand to the top of the right leg. And your gaze can be toward the ceiling, or you can take it to the back of the room. And just relax the shoulders down. Let the knees relax. Let gravity do the work. And then if your hand is on top of your knee, re-extend it. And then we'll bring the knees back up. Take the soles of the feet to the mat. Just take it to neutral to reset. And then we'll bring the knees in and drop them to the other side. Again, you can keep your arms extended or option to take the hand to the top of the knee. Gazing toward the extended arm. And if your hand is on the knee, re-extend, bring the knees up. And just bring that knees to the chest. We'll take it to a happy baby. So the elbows come to the inside of the knees, and then we'll hold on to the outside edge of each foot. And lengthening through the spine. So you're flattening the sacrum to the mat and then drawing the knees toward the shoulders. Gentle press of the knees against the elbows. You can stay there or option to hold on to the big toes with the index and middle finger and extend the legs out, pressing through the heels. Last hamstring, inner thigh stretch here, pressing through the heels. And then we'll bend the knees, bring the knees back in, and then take the soles of the feet to the mat. And you can extend the right leg, extend the left leg. We'll come into our Savasana position. So arms gently extended from the shoulders. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And slowly exhale, letting go of all the effort. Allowing the breath to find its own natural rhythm. Relaxing through the face and the jaw. Shoulder blades relaxing toward the mat. Releasing any residual tension on the exhale. Really letting go of the shoulders and the neck. Start to deepen the breath, finding some movement in the fingers and toes. You take your arms overhead, interlace the fingers, press the palms out for a full body stretch, press through the heels. Inhale. And then exhale, bring one knee in and the other knee in. And just roll to your side. We'll come back to a cross-legged seated position. Keeping your eyes closed, bring the palms together at the heart. And just take a moment just to notice if you still have any tension, or notice that any change from the beginning of class. And take a moment of gratitude for the practice and the incredible benefits and medicine that we gain from it. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. All right. You're welcome. Yeah. I'm hooked. All right. We finished on time even.
Thank you. Oh, everybody else left. The rest of them are gone, but thank you so much.
Good to see you.
Bye. Bye.